Hey, good morning, and how are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing amazing. So, today I'm going to show you where you can take a free online Harvard course. I'll also be explaining the basics of how it works. Now, if you're looking to find where you can take a free online Harvard course, just type in free Harvard courses. You're going to come right here, and you'll see Harvard University's free courses right here. They have a vast amount of free courses for you to be able to choose from. Now, once you select one, is how it works, is you're going to be allowed access to a large portion of the course for free, which will allow you to complete through the coursework, usually minus the tests and other things that would be submitted for full value of the course. For most of these, and we'll just click into one real quick, you can choose to pay for the additional credit. And so you can get credits like, see this CS 50 for lawyers. Okay, so this would be some kind of computer science for lawyers class. It's in English. It takes 3 to 6 hours per week. It's 10 weeks long. So in all honesty, they're estimated 30 to 60 hours. I would almost bet you it's easier than that to finish by a long ways. You can find out who the professor is teaching it and stuff like that. Here's all the coursework information. It looks like this one only has an audit option, but in most cases, there's an option to take the class for actual credit. Now, if you notice how they have all these certificate programs and stuff like that, you cannot get the certificate for free, obviously. You're going to have to end up paying to be able to receive a certificate from Harvard Online's education system. Once you've selected a course, though, the great thing about it is they'll help you set up an Education X or an edX account. edX accounts are the account you're going to be using to access any courses that you'd like to take. Real quick, I'm going to go and get up our chat and then we will move forward. I'm going to sign in on Education X. Obviously, I already have an account. I've got chat set up. We're going to click the Rhetoric button for this Rhetoric course. I feel that that would be a good one for us, right? The art of persuasive writing and public speaking. That sounds pretty solid, right? I think so. Hold on one second. I've almost got chat up, and we will jump right into knocking out one of these courses. So I think it's a fascinating and amazing thing that you can just take a free course online. It allows you to basically learn anything you'd feel like learning without actually having to pay for it, or find out if you are interested into the subject that you actually think you're interested in. So obviously this is self-paced, no introductory classes required. It's 2 to 3 hours per week. We could pay to earn a certificate. If we wanted to, at the end of this, we could pay to be able to receive credit for this course. Here it is, $209 for unlimited access and the full class with earned certificate, or we can just audit right here with audit course. So we're going to be auditing the course real quick. They're going to, of course, offer us to pay one more time, right? You see how we get to test our knowledge with non-graded activities and the discussion forums. So all progress would be lost by August 29th of 2025. So we have to finish this class up by then. Let me click the audit course one more time. Let's see if they let us into the course directly. So it really is this easy to get started. I'm going to start the course right now. We're going to knock out this course way faster than they think. So we don't need to set any of that crap. Basically, we're going to just rip through this. So obviously, this is what you would get if you wanted the certificate, fancy Harvard X verified certificate. I don't need to buy a certificate. I feel that people know that I know stuff already. And if I want a certificate in something I want to know, No, I'm pretty sure I can get it in. But for career advancement, guys, the option to be able to get a certificate from Harvard in some kind of subject for a couple $100 is actually awesome. Okay, welcome. This course is an introduction to rhetoric, in particular, the theories and practices of persuasive writing and speech. In it, you will learn to construct and defend effective arguments. This ability is essential to success in any academic, professional, or public setting. I agree with that. The online version is built around Harvard professor James Engels, I think it's Engels, on campus course, Elements of Rhetoric. You will view video excerpts from the in person course that correspond to each online lesson. The full syllabus and lectures from the online campus course are included in the final module. These are not required, but you are welcome to view and discuss them at any time. So I think we understand, blah, blah, blah. They're going to teach us some stuff. I mean, we can keep reading this. Classic rhetoric and rhetoric today. Today is divided into three types: judicial or forensic, deliberative or legislative, epidectic. We don't need you to notify us of stuff. No. Judicial rhetoric means decisions of past actions to evaluate whether or not was just. Deli- or it is deliberative. Deliberative refers to rhetoric intended to persuade. Epideptic, let's hope I'm saying that right, rhetoric is used to either celebrate or blame an individual. Eulogies, for example, would fall under this category. In this course, we will mainly be concerned with deliberative rhetoric. We will be using select speeches from prominent Americans, including Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Margaret Chase Smith. I don't actually know who Margaret Chase Smith is, just to be honest. Ronald Reagan, and more, to explore and analyze rhetoric structures and styles. Through this analysis, you will discover how to speak and write persuasively and persuade an audience to adapt their point of view. Oh, that's super handy, right? We like that. And they want to give us a discount on it if we want to have credit for it. I don't think we need that, right? Can we get past all this? We know the instructor crap. Okay, our instructor is this gentleman right here. He's clearly brilliant. He works at Harvard. He teaches classes there. He can't be an idiot, right? I mean, let's just assume that. I don't need this. I don't literally know why they keep popping this crap up. I literally am already telling you we are just doing the free version. So obviously, guys, they're going to pop up multiple chances for you to just pay the money to take the non-free version, right? Please take 15 minutes to read the course syllabus from the syllabus tab. Okay, let me find the syllabus tab. Boom. Okay, this course is an introduction to the theory and practice of rhetoric. In practice, we just read this crap. Okay, well, basically, a regurgitation of what we just read. We are living through contentious times in our world events. As such, it is imperative that all citizens learn how to make an argument and analyze the arguments of others. Valid, and I agree. Online course, this is what it includes: grading and certification. We're not paying, so we will not get graded. Because we're not paying, likely the highest score we can receive in this class is a 65, just so you guys know. Let me look over this. Guidelines for discussion. It is okay to discuss or work jointly to develop. It is okay. It is not okay to copy somebody else's submission. So this is all very basic crap for a... we're good. Okay, so we've looked through the syllabus. We can now move forward. Holy crap, did I just click back? Yes. Let's go right back into Education EDX. We'll click this one down so I don't get confused. we'll resume our persuasive writing class. Man, I hope you guys are having a great day. By the way, make sure to like and subscribe. Honestly, trying to build up my channel. The more things we build up our channel to do, the more things I can do, which is awesome. You know, maybe eventually we have so much money running through this channel that I do just pay for these courses and we can knock them out and actually get credit for them. Just an option. Literally, this thing is annoying me. We're doing the audit track. We already decided we're doing the audit track. I don't understand why they keep popping this crap up. It's really annoying. Okay, let's get some stuff done here. So obviously they're going to really try to convince you. I get it. Most problems have a limited amount of temps. Okay, we're good. Okay, this is a multiple choice problem. You will choose just one response, receiving credit for the right answer. Select a vowel from the list below. Okay. Select a vowel from the list below. There's nothing here. It's empty. Do you guys see this, right? Okay. Okay, that's a vowel. Submit. Oh, they're teaching us how to use this. I'm really confused. I'm like, there's no absolute answers in the thing. So are we good? We've submitted both. They're both counted. Yes, we got it. You would let us pay for that. I totally understand. I hope they don't pop that up on everything. Collaboration. Which of the followings are acceptable ways to collaborate? Getting hints from peers if you're stuck. Copying and pasting. Working jointly. Working jointly is appropriate, and getting hints. Okay. Grade assignment. Which of the following assignment types are graded? Oh. I believe I should have. Oh, you know what we'll do? Let's pull up the syllabus. Guys, we'll just look at the syllabus. We're right here. Okay. IDF learners. Please note that only IDF learners that have paid to pursue the certificate will be fully graded. Okay, so fully paid ID verified learners will get speech final draft, op-ed final draft, and speech feedback. Okay. I believe that's it. Speech assignments, speech presentation evaluation, op-ed assignment. Boom, we got it. Navigating from page to page. Of course, edX courses have many parts to them. You can find page links at the top of the site, section and subsections in the left-hand navigation, and the support button on the left of your window. Some subsections, like this one, also have multiple pages where you can find the links that take you to these pages. Top ribbon. Yeah, I think it's called a ribbon. Let's hope it's called a ribbon. I'm not really sure if it is called a ribbon, but Oh, incorrect. Okay, you missed all of them. Okay, so every single way. Okay, so we fixed it. Boom. You're able to do a fix on it, so that makes it pretty easy. I'm going to be honest right there. If you pass this course and pay for the verified certificate, where will you get your certificate? Oh, I have no idea. That's a great question. Electronic form. Let's double check how though. Generated on the page. Okay. Boom. Generated on the page. Submit that baby. Okay, we got it. Everything's good. Where can IDV learners find their final grade? Oh, you can get that right there on the progress page. Okay, when are deadlines for your work in this course due? There are no assignments in this course every Sunday night by 2300. By the time the course closes, I'm pretty sure that would be it. Oh, we are whipping through this. This is the unfun part of any course, is answering just the general crap they want you to answer to take the course. And so we don't really have a way around that, but it is what it is. Okay, let's look over this. By the end of this course, you will be able to do the following: define the terms rhetoric, describe the origins and evolution of rhetoric practices, list a variety of rhetoric devices used in writing and speech, explain why writers and speakers employ these devices, identify an author's arguments and evidence used to support that argument, differentiate between an author's argument and rhetorical techniques, write an opinion editorial intended to persuade an audience to adapt a particular point of view. Write and deliver a speech intended to persuade an audience to adapt a particular point of view. All of these super powerful skills, all of these we'd love to have. That popping up every time we finish something is obnoxious. This course is for anyone who wants to pursue a person or group to do, feel, or believe in something. It will change how you create or understand arguments. It is not just for lawyers or politicians, but marketers, entrepreneurs, and all producers and consumers of information. Learning and practicing these skills will help you to reach your communication goals. This will serve you in many areas of your life, whether you wish to run a campaign, propose a project at work, or win a debate at dinner. Why is it important? Rhetoric has inspired people to do great things and terrible things. Knowing how to read an argument will help you to evaluate its logic apart from its emotional appeal. It will help you make better decisions and learn to build a strong argument, and learning to build a strong argument will help you advocate more effectively for causes you believe in. Finally, this course offers space in which to engage in civil discourse. We encourage you to be passionate about your opinions, while at the same time respecting those who beliefs may differ from yours. This course will help you to improve writing and speaking skills in two ways: by analyzing the speech of prominent Americans to learn how they structured their arguments and employed rhetorical techniques, by giving you the chance to try out these techniques on your own. At the same time, you will gain insight into several pivotal moments in American history. Sounds good. Great sell of their course, right? Okay. Holy crap. We're finally about to get into the meat, and it's only took us 20 minutes. Module 1, Introduction to Rhetoric, History of Rhetoric and Historical Structures and Styles. Module 2, Civil Rights, Martin Luther King. How many modules we got? Okay, so we're gonna start with just the history and stuff like that. Looks like there's literally 8 modules. I don't feel these modules are gonna be very long. Okay, so they want us to take a pre-participant survey. We'll do that. Okay, let's move forward. How many online courses have I completed in the past? They're in trouble. What did you? How? Where did you find out about this course? YouTube. Yeah. We don't need this crap. Okay. I don't know how we just completed a section, but whatever. Module 1, Introduction to Rhetoric. By the end of this module, you will be able to do the following: define the term rhetoric, articulate the importance of effective communication, summarize the history of rhetorical study from the ancient Greeks to the modern day, identify the parts of discourse, define the 3 models of appeal, identify tropes and schemes, and explain their use in composition. Choose a topic and brainstorm ideas for the op ed assignment. Okay, boom, let's do this. In this course, you will examine speech by prominent 20th century Americans that highlight the elements of practice and practice of rhetoric. A look at the most successful speeches and pieces of writing in history will show you that behind their polished pose, elegant logic, and smooth deliveries lies a highly developed craft of composition and a labor of careful revision. Before we begin, think about your own experiences. Who are you speak? Who are some speakers you admire? Pick 3 speakers you admire and write their names below. Perhaps do you find phrases do you find particularly memorable and why? Include links to text copy or videos of the speech if available. Feel free to respond to your classrooms. Okay, so here's where we're going to get. I think Alan Watts is good. Let's double check that I'm getting him right. Alan Watts. Yeah, with an A. I'm not going to include links. We're not going to get graded on this in the same way that a normal class was, so we don't need to add links to be able to have other people find it. Who else do we think was a great speaker? And this is a hard one, honestly. There's been so many amazing people that are great at talking. I'm gonna drink some coffee as I try to think of my third person. I've listened to a pretty good amount of people's speeches, and I'm really trying to think of who I would consider a super persuasive speaker. You know who is good that these guys they're not even going to think of? I'm adding Asmongold, and I know that people will be like, WTF. But he is actually pretty good at rhetoric. Okay, and we're going to save that. What is this crap? Okay. Oh, my words weren't even on there. My people weren't on there. I'm cool with that. I don't need my people to be on there. These people put Kobe Bryant. I've never heard Kobe Bryant speak and be impressive. Candace Owens is a freaking idiot. You guys, and I'm not trying to be political on this, but Candace Owens is probably the dumbest person on the internet. She believes that dinosaur bones and fossils are a conspiracy to trick people into not believing into Jesus. I know. You can Google it. Feel free to, in fact. Okay, speakers you admire. In the discussion forum, explain one or more of your choices from the world cloud activity. Okay, if you wish, you may include quotes, a link to text, or videos of speeches if available. Okay. You may post or respond anonymously if you wish. Okay, well, I don't care about that crap at all. Here's where we're going to go. Where do we submit our post? I'm trying to figure this out. Load more posts. Do we submit, or do we need to just look through all these? To add post. Okay, speakers you admire. Post title. Okay, this is what I'm saying. I understand that most people will pick historic speakers. In our modern world, streamers have a massive impact. This is why I would say the streamer Asmongold should be looked at with note. Audience. Ooh, I missed my U in here. Okay. There, we're going to submit that. Some people are going to be totally annoyed at me on that, and they're going to say some stuff because they won't like the guy. We don't care if we like people or not. I actually like him, just for the record, but okay. Um, Influence, argument, propaganda. Those are three words. I think that they define rhetoric pretty well. I think we can save that. Seriously, are we literally just picking words? Everybody else, 12,825 words submitted. And we're literally nobody thought that rhetoric was propaganda. What world are we in? Body language as rhetoric, huh? Skill, emotional. These word things crack me up. So I guess we're picking outlier type stuff today, guys, just so you know. Okay, the art of argument. Some documents and speeches seem to capture the imagination of a nation or a culture. Their phrases are often repeated, their logic invoked by entire political coalitions or social movements. You have most certainly heard President Kennedy's famous phrase, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. If you went to an American high school, you may have had memorized Abraham Lincoln's vow at Gettysburg, the government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from earth. And if you have paid attention to U.S. politics in the late 2010s, oh my God, this is probably a older class then, you certainly have heard the political mantra, make America great again. Though you may not know the 1980 Ronald Reagan speech it comes from. Oh, I didn't know that comes from a Ronald Reagan speech. I didn't know that. No. Good to know, though. Why were these acts of oratory so powerful? Can we explain what made them so effective? And how can we improve our own writing and speaking so that we will influence the people who read and hear it? For more than 2 millennia, thinkers and writers have attempted to answer these questions. Their ideas and their concrete suggestions have come to make up what the ancient Greeks called rhetoric, the study of rhetoric, or what we might call the art of argument. Boom. Okay, these days, rhetoric gets a bad name. We often hear phrases like, that's just rhetoric, left-wing rhetoric, or right-wing rhetoric. Many dismiss rhetoric as empty, meaningless, or useful only to scholars and politicians. As we have seen, rhetoric can be any kind of persuasive writing or speech. Its use is not confined to law or politics. In fact, in the age of mass media, persuasive messages surround us. The study of rhetoric allows us to both make and interpret arguments. Far from meaningless or merely academic, rhetoric has a real effect on people's behavior. Words move us to action. They drive our decisions, from what to buy to whom to elect, to whether or not to go to war. This is all legit. We agree. Boom. Okay, look at this. We get to our first clip. Hold on one second. Honestly, my feet were falling asleep, so I'm kind of trying to get them to wake back up. Okay, let's listen. Let's learn. Before we begin, watch the following video to see how the theory and practice of rhetoric have evolved. We'll full screen this video. Exciting.
Today, when we hear the word rhetoric, we might think of it in modern terms, particularly in relation to politics. In fact, as long as we've been able, human beings have used speech to argue and persuade, with varying degrees of success. The Greeks were among the first to make a formal study of persuasive speech. After the establishment of democracy, decisions were no longer made by one all-powerful leader. Suddenly, in order to accomplish anything, you had to convince a whole bunch of people to vote for your idea. As a result, the ability to make speeches and persuade audiences became one of the most prized skills, and people who could teach public speaking were in high demand. One of the most famous of these was the philosopher Aristotle. He wrote the most influential text on rhetoric in Western history.
I've never read this.
Used in classes today.
Oh, Frit, we should read this.
Just confined to Europe. Many cultures were developing the art and skill of persuasive speech, particularly in the Islamic world during the Middle Ages.
A little bit shocking, but
Rhetoric
okay.
experienced a rebirth in Europe during the Renaissance and Reformation. In England in the 17th and 18th centuries, dozens of treatises and textbooks of rhetoric were produced, and it formed a standard part of a grammar school and university education. Persuasive writing and oratory soon crossed the Atlantic to spur on the American Revolution. Rhetoric formed a key part of the education of statesmen and leaders whose words we still remember today, including those who had to teach themselves, like Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln. We're not wearing togas anymore, or powdered wigs.
Frederick Douglass is a
In the age of
brilliant
mass
man.
media,
I have his
the
book.
ability to communicate your message
Or a book
and
on
to
him.
interpret the messages of others is more important than ever. This doesn't just apply to journalism or politics, and it doesn't mean arguing all the time. In fact, whether at work, in school, on social media, or around the kitchen table, we are constantly participating in civic discussion.
This is
and
true.
finding ourselves in situations where it is important to articulate our thoughts. In this course, we'll be focusing on American examples, but the history of rhetoric is the history of all of us. The concepts you'll learn apply to every culture and every language. With enough practice, you too can become an accomplished rhetorician.
Rhetorician?
Let's get started.
I didn't even know that was a frickin' word. I love that. Rhetorician. Holy crap. We will become rhetoricians, guys. Okay. Pervasive persuasion. Pervasive speech is all around us. In news articles, advertisements, fundraising appeals, and more. Social media sites like Facebook are now common forms for people to express and defend their opinions. For this discussion, choose a piece of writing or speech meant to be persuasive, whether or not you agree with it, with the author's opinion. Link to or cite the source. If it is a paid publication, you may wish to copy-paste some example text. If it is a social media post that is not public, make sure that you have the author's consent before you use it, and do not share the user's name or photo. What is it that the author wants you to believe or do? How do you know that what evidence does the author use to support his or her opinion? What type of language does he or she use for emphasis or description? Okay, so let's go with this. Ready? We're going to find this real quick. We're going to go to Instagram. Don't worry, I've got a plan here. We're not just finding rhetoric, we're finding rhetoric quick. This is not me having a political position on this situation. This is me letting you guys know that in reality, rhetoric is a real thing. So let's go. Obviously, too many people freaking like to clicking my thing. Let's go like this. Let's go ice. Ice. Boom. We're going to go to their thing. Obviously, what they're doing here is showing people that they've arrested, that they've got under arrest. We're going to grab this. So as you can see, ICE is using the "hey, we're grabbing criminals" by posting pictures of the criminals they are grabbing. This is part of a political campaign, in all honesty. Obviously, if you're attempting to highlight criminal illegal aliens while you're attempting to aggressively deport people, it is for the purposes of public perception, right? Okay, so this will probably get people mad, but who cares? Highlighting. Echo. Okay, currently ICE is using persuasive persuasion. They post daily arrests and deports, highlighting the criminal records and histories of those who fit a specific narrative. It seems to have been effective as an echo chamber to reinforce backing of ICE and mass deportations. I believe that this is true. We're going to click it, send it in, boom. Oh, also, boom, we threw an example in there. Bang. Just like that, we've got that done. Click on the next one. Assignment description, guys. We have to do an assignment all of a sudden. We're already to one. That's kind of shocking. Just trying to make sure that we still have our stream going strong. It always worries me. By the way, I hope you guys are having a great morning, kicking butt yourselves. I'm doing awesome so far. Trying to see if we've got anywhere in this at all. There are 3 principal assignments in this course: the op-ed, the short speech, and the speech presentation evaluation. These will provide the opportunity to apply the rhetorical skills you have learned. The first 2 assignments will be done in stages: topic selection, brainstorming, and outline. First draft, final draft. With each step, you will incorporate the concepts you have applied to your analysis in your writing. Module 1, choose your topic, the op-ed. Brainstorm. Module 2, op-ed draft 1. Module 3, submit op-ed final draft. That's only for the people that are actually paying. It's 45% of the grade, huh? That's crazy. Good for them, I guess, right? choose your topic, the speech, brainstorm. So this is all super easy. So basically we're going to have to come up with a topic in a second. Obviously, I don't have a topic on hand right now. So what we will do is we will be stopping here today. I will develop a topic that we will write on for this. We will pick right up tomorrow and we will start working through this. I'm honestly not sure where we are in this course. Let's check real quick. It'll tell us. Get that out of the way. We're at 11% of the course completed, right? And so this course altogether is probably going to take me around 10 hours. I mean, like, I'm going to have to select a course. Writing on any subject does take some time and stuff like that. But we've already this morning, in 45 minutes, completed 11% of the course. So this part was probably the, well, I don't know what it was. The beginning part, obviously, right? This is what will be graded on. It looks like we can get up to 65% of the course material without paying. That will be super exciting. So over the next couple days, we'll hop on, we'll knock out this course. Maybe tomorrow we knock out a bigger chunk than normal and we just smash this baby. Outside of that, you guys make sure you like, subscribe, and thank you guys for just being epic. Thank you for hanging out every morning, supporting my channel. I really do appreciate you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend, a happy 4th of July and such, and just stay epic. Peace and very best wishes.